Well, now then, at Dublin in the 3 Arena, Luke Humphries has failed to make the final on week 3 of the Premier League Darts, having made the final the previous 2 weeks. Gerwyn Price has taken care of him to go through to face the winner of our second semi-final coming up on talkSPORT 2 and on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Hello Ian, Danter and Abigail Davies back with you, preparing to bring you commentary on Nathan Aspinall against Michael van Gerwen. But Gerwyn Price, well, spoke to Paul Nicholson, our colleague, 2 days ago. He tipped up the Iceman, felt there were signs in the first 2 weeks that he could do something here. And well, you talked about the finishing, you know, the big fish was in there. That was a terrific Gerwyn Price performance.
Yeah, the big fish. There was a Shanghai, a 116 as well. It was absolutely relentless on the outer ring from Gerwyn Price in that semi-final. Luke Humphries, well, he didn't really do a great deal wrong when it came to the work on the outer ring. He took a 2-0 lead with back-to-back 14 darters, and then Gerwyn Price, when he just went absolutely bonkers with his double in, and Luke Humphries just couldn't get a look in at the back end of legs. As a result, Price through to his first final of 2025. But it's the entire package with him, isn't it, Dan? It's his demeanour when he's up there. He's engaging in positive ways with the crowd, and it's just so beautiful to see.
It's night and day from the Gerwyn Price that was wearing ear defenders 2 years ago at the World Championships and looking like he was spoiling for a fight with anybody that was willing to take him on. Yeah, very different demeanour that the Iceman is displaying. And I know the Ferret isn't here in the Premier League this year, but upholding the honour of your great nation, Abby, with what Gerwyn is doing.
Well, you can't drop the Ferret in there without giving me a tissue or two. Well, I didn't think that was coming.
I'm so sorry. I should have realised you can't mention Johnny Clayton without administering some sort of reaction from Abby Davies.
But there are good signs for Johnny Clayton as well at the start of 2025, which is very, very pleasing as the ferretette that I am. But no, really excited as well to see what happens in this next semi-final, because I don't know whether you heard what Scott Mitchell was saying about it, where you're Nathan Aspinall, you'll feel that you've largely got away with one to book your spot in this stage of the tournament. Of course, Rob Cross down at 13% checkout success, so maybe there's an extra element of freedom, maybe he can build on what happened, but then, you know, the reverse of that, the flip of that, is that you then put more pressure on yourself because you need to make the most of it.
You can hear John McDonald, the Master of Ceremonies, on the stage, just preparing to welcome the next 2 semi-finalists onto the stage. I'll tell you what, the 9,000 fans inside the 3 Arena, they're getting their VFM tonight, because we haven't had anybody getting walloped by 6-1, you know, or 6-love. Matches have pretty much been close all the way. A lot of 6-4s tonight. And Nathan Aspinall will take the walk to the stage first of all, and you're probably right, Abby, he'll just be looking at everything else from this point tonight as gravy. Having got past Rob Cross, his stablemate from the Target Darts group, and the familiar strains of the Killers start up again, and darts crowds don't need a second invitation to sing along with this one, nor does my co-commentator, it would appear, although she's actually miming at this point.
It's for the benefit of everyone.
Hang on, all Welsh ladies are supposed to be able to songbirds.
The mistake you made there, Dan, is calling me a lady.
Schoolboy error. We're on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel, we're on talkSPORT 2, and we'll bring you every single week of the Premier League on the Darts YouTube channel. Get yourself subscribed to it, and not only will you get all the watch-along videos that we bring you, but also loads of interview content. Our darts correspondent Harry Durham goes out and about and catches up with the great and the good of the darting world, and we'll bring you a preview of each Premier League night, usually on a Wednesday. For example, next week it's Exeter, isn't it, just prior to the UK Open in Minehead. Always tie those 2 events together because it's only just up the M5 from one to the other. I love the UK Open. It's a tournament I'd love to cover here on Darts on the Radio if we ever get the chance. I'm right in it for that. for the FA Cup of Darts. It's just a sensational weekend of action in Minehead.
Well, our producer's got his headset on, get the bribes in now, and I'm sure we can do some damage by the time it rolls around in 2026.
Well, the mistake you're making there is that you think I can afford a bribe. So semi-final number 2 is about to get underway. Same format, first to 6 takes you through to the final, but it will be Gerwyn Price waiting as Van Gerwen and Aspinall just take a few practice darts. And even Van Gerwen knows the camera's there and just has a little, almost a Tom Selleck raise of the eyebrow a la Magnum as he spots the camera right in his face. Much more relaxed figure. He was exceedingly funny with H&J just prior to the World Championships last December when the draw was made at Oki on the Strand. And Michael was having an interview with Paul and Andy, who are back tomorrow on talkSPORT from 1 p.m. And they were talking about the favourites for the tournament. He absolutely laid into the odds compilers for who was ahead of him as they saw it in the betting. Never backward in coming forward. Michael Van Gerwen.
Well, that's become the norm now, hasn't it?
I guess so.
Been disappointed and angered by the thoughts and opinions of other people, but at least he'll be glad then that I've backed him to go on and win the Premier League this year.
Oh, he'll be absolutely thrilled skinny with that. And he's underway with a 140. He gets the honour at the start of this semi-final. 2 140s as Aspinall matches him dart for dart. Yeah,
really excited to see what MVG can do in this one, because he has been arguably the performer of the Premier League so far. The 2 quarter-finals he's played in prior to tonight, you know, averaging up around 110 in one of them, 106 in the other, and he was also superb in his opener tonight, but still looking for that first final. So I'm really excited to see, because he'll feel that this is the perfect opportunity, despite Nathan Aspinall there treating us to a 180 to leave himself on 81.
Yeah. So there is every chance that Aspinall can break the throw here. 62 left, treble 10 would leave double 16, but he's going up, looking at 12s for bullseye. Great start, Nathan Aspinall. Van Gerwen won his quarter-final by pinning the bull. And that's how Aspinall breaks the throw to get things underway in this semi-final. Well played, Nathan Aspinall. They can only follow it up with a trebleless visit at the start of leg 2.
Yeah, a cracking break to start proceedings, but Michael Van Gerwen not able to punish. Another trebleless visit, and now it's Aspinall back in the red bit. 2 in, looks like there's room for another 14, but he goes the wrong side of the wire and into the treble 1 segment.
So Michael Van Gerwen hits a nice treble 18 on the cover. 318 plays 350. Aspinall, who does slightly lean over to the right with his stance. Van Gerwen very much leaning forward and into the board. Slings the dart with a muscle memory throw. Poor throw there, and he's having a little admonishing word with himself as he hits a single 3 and single 19 on that visit.
All that time in between the quarters and the semi-finals, I was asking Scott Mitchell about how Michael Van Gerwen now less likely to back up a really strong performance with an average in the mid-80s, but very early days here. That is what we've seen. Aspinall's 170 attempt, not as successful as Gerwyn Price's was in our last match. But he is down to 47. How much pressure can MVG apply? Again, good cover on the treble 18.
But 15 for double 16 is the outshot for Aspinall to go 2-0 up. There's the 15. Double 16 is got, and that's a world away from the way he started the quarter-final against Rob Cross. 2-zip in the blink of an eye. And averaging over 100.
This is really good stuff from the Asp.
Well, as you were talking about, quite rightly before the quarter-final, he's had a lot of unfair things said about his participation in this year's tournament and whether he's actually earned the right. Damn straight he's earned the right to be there. And with form like this, that is exactly why. Another max. His second of this semi-final encounter. And he's got a chance to break MVG again here if he's not careful.
This is the Asp we love to see. But MVG, the way he's been playing over recent weeks on the Premier League, he's left himself on 140. This would be a bit of a statement, wouldn't it? The 1-2-1 against Chris Dobey hurt. It's not going to go, so Aspinall gets another look at the big fish in this contest.
Just G's himself up before settling on the Yoki. 2 treble 20s and bull. There's the first treble 20. There's the second. What about the bullseye? Just south of it. Just south of it in the 25. A reprieve for Van Gerwen, and suddenly that 170 attempt is forgotten about as Van Gerwen gets his first leg in the board, and it's 2-1. Aspinall has the break.
So close to a perfect 170 finish. But that, for Michael Van Gerwen, was his first dart at the outer ring in this entire contest. Looking to build on that here and punish a slow start to this leg from the Asp, who is now back in the red bit.
Darts do shift through the air with some velocity from both these players. Very different sort of actions. There's a flick of the wrist from Van Gerwen, much more forearm in the Aspinall throw, and he has had arm operations. He's had surgeries to correct problems with his throwing arm in these past 12-18 months, Nathan Aspinall. Because I would imagine there's a lot of shock that goes through that arm with the way that he throws the dart.
Yeah, and there was genuinely a time where he thought this sort of opportunity would never happen for him again, but he has left himself on a bogey number of 169, so despite this 157 not going from Michael Van Gerwen and the frustration growing on the green machine's face, he's going to be back to have a look at 114. Nathan Aspinall staying downstairs on the 19s with all 3 darts, as a result leaving himself on 74. Treble to double, and he is going to get a look at it.
Yeah, Van Gerwen again, a trebleless visit, 56 for him. But treble 14 for double 16, or he's going treble 20. No, treble 14 is hit. Double 16, he's pinned it already with 1 dart, does it again here. Maintaining his throw. That's all he needs to do from this point. Keep winning his own legs, and he's in the final, Nathan Aspinall. 3-1 the score.
And he is up for this. I mean, he always is, Nathan Aspinall, isn't he? You very rarely see him and go, oh, well, he looks subdued. Because he just doesn't, I don't think that facial expression exists for him, but certainly not subdued, starting the leg with a 140. And again, at this early juncture in the match, he's stealing a march on MVG. I just didn't expect this from the green machine, I have to say.
Another case of semi-finalitis, it seems, for Van Gerwen. At the moment, at least, because he hasn't got it done in the semi-finals in weeks 1 and 2 when he looked so imperious in the quarter-finals. But here we are with 3-1 the score in legs. Aspinall halfway there, and another 140. That's what, 4 140s apiece, I think now?
Yeah, the thing for me, though, that I find most surprising is MVG, you know, you look at him losing in the other semi-finals, averaged 101.5, averaged 98.5. They were good performances. At the moment, it's just tailed off so drastically from his opener, but he does now have a look at 82 to get himself back in. Outer bull is found. He just about finds the 17 to give himself a dart at tops, but drags it way, way low of the target. So 80 now for Aspinall to go 4-1 up and find another breaker throw. Treble 20 found for double 10, just outside. Can he work his way in off that? Use it as a bit of a marker. Not able to on this occasion, and you can see on his face that might be opportunity missed.
Grin as he walks away. Van Gerwen in for 2 10s. Inside that, 2 5s. Just pins it on the outside of the wire and too far inside. Van Gerwen leaves himself on 5. Will he be back for it? It's 2 10s for Nathan Aspinall to break again here. Oh, he's inside. So he wants 2 5s now with 2 darts in hand. Way over the top. Not even a marker. Doesn't matter because he's in. It's 4-1. And another impish grin from Nathan Aspinall, pumping himself up. He's 2 away from knocking out the former multiple world champion.
Well, I wasn't expecting this in this semi-final. MVG's had darts at double in 2 of the 5 legs played so far. Missing 4 in that last leg. That's going to really, really hurt. That was his opportunity to get himself back in after Nathan Aspinall had squandered opportunities. But the Aspie's starting to enjoy himself out there now, isn't he? I think the first match, dare I say, I don't want to speak for him, it felt like there may have been a little bit of embarrassment creeping in when both players are missing so many darts at double.
Well, it felt like a grind. There's no getting away from it. But sometimes your opponents, what your favourite word, you become embroiled.
Yes, indeed. I do like the word embroiled.
And they both cross, and Aspinall seem to sort of egg each other on to be as criminal on the outer ring as each other. But here's Aspinall trying to come down from 2-6-7 to a finish. There's another maximum. Oh boy, he's pumped up now. He's roaring like Craven the Hunter. And now Van Gerwen trying to take out 1-4-2. Won't go, but he's set himself up for tops. But Aspinall can take 87 here, Abby.
Well, he has sprinted back to the oche. And he gets the treble 17 for double 18 and an 87 checkout. Just outside with number 1. And he gets further away. You just felt that was going there. I'm not sure about you, but the way he towed the oche. But Michael Van Gerwen comes inside on treble 20, misses outside double 10. Finally, with the 3rd dart in hand, does get his 2nd leg on the board. Still shaking his head though, clearly unhappy, and reason to be, because he's not looked convincing, has he, at the back end of legs?
So he's broken 1 leg back, so he's still a breakdown, Van Gerwen. 4-2 the score in a race to 6 on talkSPORT 2 and the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Just coming up to 10:15 on this Thursday evening. Lots of live sport coming across the weekend. Plenty of football. Tomorrow night, exclusive commentaries from the Premier League and the Championship on talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2. Leicester against Brentford on talkSPORT. Burnley against Sheffield Wednesday here on talkSPORT 2 from the Championship. Then you've got game day on Saturday with games aplenty. Then you've got Babetiev against Bivol from Saudi Arabia Saturday night. After we brought you some Super League, Castleford Tigers. It just keeps on coming.
It certainly does. As does Nathan Aspinall at the moment. Again on the Michael Van Gerwen throw. Another 2 treble visit. He's the first down to a finish. A lovely 130 attempt incoming. But for Michael Van Gerwen, it must be so frustrating. You kick off the leg with a 1-3-4 and you just can't really back it up.
130 for Aspinall to go 1 away from victory. Treble 20 would leave the bullseye. Just over the top of the treble 20, so 90 left. Went for the bullseye to lead tops and hit 25.
Yeah, it was difficult for him there with the way his first dart landed. Tough to find a way through to the treble, but Michael Van Gerwen now needed treble 19 for a dart at the bullseye. Not going to happen, so Aspinall to move within 1 of this match. Gets the 25, tops now. Just steadying himself again. And he does manage to pin it.
And that is the benefit of when he does take that little beat, take that little pause when he's set at the hockey and he looks like he's in the action of pulling the dart back, and then he stops himself. If he doesn't feel right, he's got the ability to just say, no, wait, reset, go again, and that worked for him. And now he's got a hanger. 2 darts in the treble 20, and the third dart hung between the first 2 and didn't touch the board. But he's one away now, Nathan Aspinall, and he's got the darts in leg 8.
Yeah, and you have to say, in both of his matches, his opponents have missed opportunities against him. But this match has been so different. Against Cross, you feel that one of the main reasons he made it through to this stage was because of what Cross had done. This one, yes, Van Gerwen has missed opportunities, but it has pretty much all been about Aspinall. He has been superb. Van Gerwen's missed chances, but the Asp averaging up around the ton mark at the moment. He's done enough to still be in charge of this game.
I think he is averaging exactly 100, which is a bit of an anomaly when you play that many legs, and you are averaging 100.00. 147 for the match, won't go for Aspinall. Hits 57 from 127 and then went for treble 18 and hit single, but he's a 2-dart finish away from victory. 143 Van Gerwen, won't go with the single 19 to start. So Aspinall will get a match start here for sure, Abigail Davies.
Just stay straight. Single 20 gets the first part of the equation. 2 at double 16. Misses outside with match dart number 1 and comes inside with number 2. Well, it took him 5 match darts to get over the line against Rob Cross. How many more will he get in this one? Because Michael Van Gerwen has just broken back in this one. On double 2, it's now 5-3. So 2 match darts have come and gone for the Asp.
Oh, 43 for Michael Van Gerwen. And he doesn't want to do what he did last time when he broke the throw of Aspinall and then got broken back immediately, as Aspinall recovers from the disappointment of missing those 2 match darts by popping in a max to take a significant advantage in leg 9. 5-3 up, needing 1 more leg to get to the final to take on Gerwyn Price. And, well, the 9-darter is long gone, but he's still a good 160 points ahead.
Yeah, it has been a large part of the story for Michael Van Gerwen tonight, hasn't it? He does something really good, and there's just nothing there to back it up. Here's his race run in this one. A lovely 140 from the Asp to leave himself another match-winning opportunity of a ton. MVG not going to force his way down to a finish, so time on Aspinall's side to get the job wrapped up.
Yeah, Van Gerwen's back on 208. 6 darts from a ton. 95 left. Went for treble 19 and hit single. Back up to treble 20 and a single 20, so he's not ate too much into that total. 56 left when he comes back, Nathan Aspinall. More match darts on the way. Can Van Gerwen get down to a finish? Just 150 when he comes back, if he comes back.
A lovely single to double combination for Nathan Aspinall. His 3rd match dart is at tops, and he manages to get over the line. You can see just how much this one means to him. Nathan Aspinall is through to the final of the 3rd night of Premier League Darts, getting the better of Michael Van Gerwen for the 8th time in his career. MVG has triumphed in this clash on 19 occasions, including the last 4 before this one tonight. But it is Asp who has got over the line and set up that clash with Gerwyn Price. Who can roar the louder in Dublin?
And for the 3rd Premier League week in a row, Michael Van Gerwen falls at the semi-final hurdle, having bossed the quarter-final stage that he played in. Food for thought for the Green Machine. But next up on talkSPORT 2 and the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel, Nathan Aspinall's not going to have long to contemplate that victory, because he's going to be straight back out on that 3-arena stage in Dublin to take on Gerwyn Price for the right to win £10,000 as the weekly winner and push himself right up the leaderboard. Scott Mitchell will join me for that final next here on your home of darts on the radio, talkSPORT 2. Now, when it comes to the Darts Premier League, the last thing you want is an online mishap throwing you off your game. Well, that's where NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro trademark steps up to the oche. Think of it as your personal referee, keeping dodgy websites and malware and phishing scams from sneaking into your setup. It even blocks those pesky ads so you won't get distracted mid-leg. Just go to nordvpn.com/dartsvpn and you'll get 2 years plus 4 months free and a birthday deal as well into the bargain. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Next up on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel, Gerwyn Price against Nathan Aspinall in the Dublin final. That's coming up.